Roundabouts are one of the places where new drivers makes the most mistakes. Yes, you heard me right. In this video, I will show you exactly how to drive confidently and correctly in roundabouts. In this video, we will cover how to approach a roundabout, correct lane selection, when and how to signal, priority rules, smooth navigation using real driving example, speed control, and lastly, we'll talk about some of the common German driving exam mistakes. For this video, we are in Wernigerode and I will show you real situations so you understand how roundabout works in practical driving. So now let's focus on the road. We are starting from a parking spot. So before moving out of the parking spot, we must check our mirrors. We have to check our blind spot and then we have to indicate and then we have to move out safely. So now as there is no one, I can come out of the parking spot. So now let's drive continuously. So here we are in a parking area. So still as we are in a 30 zone, here we have to follow the right before left rule. So if you want to know how exactly you can drive in 30 zone, I have created a separate video on this topic, so you can watch that video. So now let's focus on the road. So here we are moving out of the 30 zone and as we want to turn right, so here we are in a right lane and now we can make a right turn. Since we are driving inside the city, always remember the maximum permissible speed is 50 km/h unless another speed sign is present. So here again we can see that there are solid white lines. So whenever we see a solid white lines, it means that we are not allowed to cross the solid white lines. So whenever we are approaching a roundabout, always remember a few important steps. So first, observe the traffic inside the roundabout. So if there are vehicles inside the roundabout, we have to give them the priority. And lastly, when exiting the roundabout, we have to indicate. So now from here I can see that we are about to enter into the roundabout. Here is the most important rule when we talk about entering inside the roundabout. Vehicle already inside the roundabout will have the priority. So if there is a vehicle inside, we must wait. If roundabout is clear, then we can enter. And another important rule is that we do not indicate when entering. So as there is a vehicle inside the roundabout, I waited, I allowed them to pass the roundabout first, and as we want to take the first exit, so here we have to indicate and then we can exit the roundabout. So whenever we are entering into the roundabout, always remember we do not indicate, and always remember that if you want to exit the roundabout, we have to indicate. Now we can see that again the road surface is divided with a solid line and there was a priority signboard, which means that we can drive continuously straight ahead. From here I can see that there is a signboard which says that we are about to enter into the roundabout, but this roundabout is different. So here we have a two lane. Lane selection is very important when we are entering into the roundabout. Before entering a roundabout, always check the road markings, direction signs, lanes arrows. Some roundabouts have two lane and some one lanes. So here in our case we have two lanes, and as a general rule, if we want to exit the first or second exit, we have to use the right lane, and if you want to exit the third lane or fourth exit, then we have to use the left lane. So since we want to take the second exit, we are in a correct position. So now again we focus on the main road, and here we can see that we are about to enter into the roundabout. This roundabout is quite different. So here we have a single lane roundabout. Now we are approaching another roundabout. So now from this roundabout, I want to take the first exit. So before entering, we have to wait. We have to check if there is a vehicle inside the roundabout. So as there is no one, I can enter. And as I want to take the first exit, so here I have to indicate and then I can exit the roundabout. Many new drivers forgot to indicate, but indication is really important. So you might be having question why we have to indicate. This is because other drivers are waiting to enter the roundabout. If you do not indicate, they will assume that you want to continue inserting. This helps the traffic flow smoothly. Again, here we can see that there is a priority signboard, and additionally there is a pedestrian crossing. So if there was a pedestrian, so in that case we have to wait and allow them to cross the road first. But as there was no one, I continue driving straight ahead. So now we are approaching another roundabout. Remember the main rule. Traffic inside the roundabout has a priority. Here we can see that we are about to enter into the roundabout. So always remember to check vehicle inside the roundabout. There is no one. And here we can see that there is a cyclist approaching the roundabout. Many new drivers think that if there is a cyclist, automatically he will be having the first priority. But this is not always correct. If we are already inside the roundabout, then we have the priority. So the cyclist must wait before entering the roundabout. So from exam perspective, this point is really important. Even though if there is a cyclist or if there is a bus, always remember if we are inside the roundabout, we will be having the first priority. Again, we are about to enter into the roundabout. So here we have to wait. So as there is no one, we can enter the roundabout, and here we want to take the second exit. So this is the first exit. This is the second exit. So here we have to indicate, and then we have to exit the roundabout. So always remember, if we are inside the roundabout, we will be having the first priority. From the exam perspective, this rule is really important. Roundabouts are also useful when we want to make a U-turn. In many cities, U-turns are not allowed. In those situations, you can use a roundabout. Let's see an example. So now we are about to enter into the roundabout, which means that if we want to take a U-turn, we have to take the fourth exit. We are about to enter into the roundabout. Now let's count the exits. So before that, here we have to wait. There is no one, so we can enter. So now this is the first exit. Now this is the second exit. This is the third exit, and now there will be a fourth exit. If we take the fourth exit, we will complete the U-turn. So before exiting, always remember to indicate. So in general, in Germany, if you are driving through an intersection, the intersections will be controlled with the help of traffic lights as well as with the help of roundabouts. So roundabout help control traffic flow in cities. Traffic can be controlled, as I said earlier, using traffic lights as well as the roundabout. Both systems help to maintain a smooth traffic movement. Roundabout also allow drivers to safely change direction to perform a U-turn. So now again we are about to enter into the roundabout. So here we have to wait before entering the roundabout. So as there is no one, we can enter the roundabout, and here we want to take the second exit. So this is the first exit, and now this is the second exit. We have to indicate, and then we can exit the roundabout. When driving inside a roundabout, stay in your lane. Avoid unnecessary lane changes and indicate before exiting. For example, if you want to take the second exit, we signal before reaching the exit. So here important is that we have to avoid last minute lane changes, as this can confuse other drivers. Again, we are about to enter into the roundabout. So here we have to wait. We have allowed the black color vehicle roundabout first, and now again we want to take the second exit. So this is the second exit. We have to indicate, and then we have to come out of the roundabout. Always remember, before entering a roundabout, always reduce your speed. Inside the roundabout, we have to maintain a safety distance, drive smoothly, and adapt speed according to the traffic. So safety distance is especially important when there are multiple vehicles circulating inside the roundabout. Again, from here I can see that there is a pedestrian crossing, So here we can see that there is a pedestrian crossing, and if there is a pedestrian who wants to cross the road, we must stop and allow them to pass the road first. Once the pedestrian crosses safely, we can continue driving. So when we want to drive in the city area, always remember to check all the signboards, and based on the signboard we have to make the decisions. Now we are driving continuously in the city area, so always remember to check your speedometer, as we know that the maximum permissible speed inside cities is 50 km/h. So now we are approaching another roundabout. So there are several vehicles inside the roundabout. So whenever we are entering into a busy roundabout, always remember in those situations the best decision is to wait patiently. So now here we can see that there are vehicles coming inside the roundabout, so here we have to wait. So still we can see that there is a traffic kind of situation happen inside the roundabout. So always remember in this situation the best decision is to wait patiently, and once there is a sufficient gap, we can enter the roundabout. So still there are a lot of vehicles inside the roundabout, so we will wait to enter the roundabout. So now again there are vehicles coming in, so that's the reason why I waited before entering the roundabout. So now we want to take the first exit, so here we have to indicate. So now let's talk about some of the common driving exam mistakes in roundabout. So let's summarize the common exam mistake. First, selecting the wrong lane. So always check lane arrows before entering. Second, not indicating before exit. Always signal before leaving the roundabout. Third, ignoring traffic already which is inside the roundabout. So remember that vehicle inside the roundabout will have the priority. Fourth, entering too fast. Whenever we want to enter into the roundabout, reduce your speed early. So avoid those mistakes to perform well in your German driving exam. So now I will complete the parallel parking, which is one of the important tasks when we want to complete our German driving exam. So now this is how we have to park parallelly in German driving exam. So that's it from this video. In this video we have covered everything what you need to know if you want to drive in city area, and most importantly if you want to drive in a roundabout. So that's it from this video.